I like to think of myself as quite a veteran when it comes to manga. If anything, I'm somewhat of an elitist because I love bragging about how many manga I've read and continuously beg my not so like-minded friends to check out these amazing stories. I was kidding when I said I was an elite manga enthusiast because while I have read some of the bigger stories, there are still quite a few I gotta check out, especially in shonen. Is it a bit premature for me to be calling something the best shonen manga or anime out there? Maybe, but I'm kinda used to naming something my favorite insert title of all time, and today is no exception. Today I'd like to introduce you to my new favorite shonen series of all time, D.Gray-man. I'm sure that with just a quick glance at my channel layout, you can quite easily tell that I'm pretty big into Attack on Titan. It's kind of the bread and butter of my channel. And while I would like to change that, not because AOT is bad, but because I like variety, I truly do love AOT and still consider it one of my favorite series ever. D.Gray-man is very unique in its power system, characters, antagonists, story. Okay, wait, let me rephrase that. D.Gray-man is unique in everything. The best way I could describe the theme or feel of the series, for lack of a better term, is quite literally Halloween. This manga is October 31st if it lived up to the hype. From the main characters to the villain group, this series screams trick or treat. The main antagonist looks like a costume. I also must say that it has one of my personal favorite villain groups being the Noah, and some of my favorite main character groups being the Exorcist. Here's how the basic premise of the story goes. You have this fat Halloween looking pedophile looking clown named the Millennium Earl. This guy is kinda Satan himself. He goes up to little kids who've lost their parents and asks them if they want their mom or dad back. The kid, knowing nothing, says of course, yes. Well, the Millennium Earl isn't a liar, I'll give him that. Except he turns the dead mother, father, son, daughter, uncle, aunt, grandpa, into an Akuma. If you know any Japanese at all, or if you watch AOT for the numerous amount of times they spout this word, then you know that Akuma means devil or demon. The amount of plot twist in D.Gray-man is just endless. It gets to a certain point in the later parts of the story where almost every chapter, and I'm being serious, has some kind of major plot changing moment. I'll save those of you who haven't seen this godsend of a story of its spoilers, cause no one deserves to have this greatness spoiled for them, to be honest. This manga makes me want to make an entirely new plot twist video analysis solely on it, because the foreshadowing, the reveals, and the sheer what the F reactions I had with this story is too many to count. It's just one of those stories that gets deeper and deeper with each arc and with each reveal. If you like that style of storytelling, then I presume you're opening a new tab right now. Before I go on praising this incredible story, I want to mention one slight thing that I actually don't like about D.Gray-man. Yes, my review videos are not entirely me praising the series I'm talking about. There are genuinely some downsides to this story, specifically one, and it's literally just this one. It's not that bad, it's not a defining thing about the story. In fact, it's something that plenty of shonen actually do. To name a few, Bleach, One Piece, that's kinda it, I guess. This manga does not kill a lot of characters. I mean, literally, I don't think it's killed a single important character. A lot of people have this complaint about, again, One Piece, Bleach, and, you know, those that I mentioned. And as I've recently heard, Black Clover. But D.Gray-man, despite being a battle shonen, doesn't seem to have many deaths. Now, obviously, as I mentioned, it's not that big of a deal, but you can't be giving a character an incredible send-off and just have them come back like nothing happened. I won't name names, but I swear some characters die and come back a good 3 times, and some other characters die, come back, and proceed to be absolutely useless. That begs the question, why didn't they die? And that's a question that I pretty much never get the answer to. I kinda hate when series do this, oh my god, no way, my favorite character is dead, and I just cried for a good 10 minutes straight, to oh my god, wait, they're alive? How is that even possible? I guess you could say people die in backstories, but to be fair, that's kinda what makes a backstory most of the time in shonen. So, I mean, just look at One Piece. One Piece killed off like 2 important characters, but every flashback, seemingly there's someone that dies. Besides that small downside, D.Gray-man is perfect. Don't let that little thing bother you, because after a few days of calling it Disney Gray-man, I overlooked it and went on to lose my mind a number of times while reading. In my controversial opinion, compelling and well thought out characters are the most important thing for a series, even though plot comes dangerously close. The main antagonist group, the Noah, contains such incredibly designed characters like Taiki, Road, the Earl himself, if you know what I'm talking about. But the meat and potatoes of the characters in this manga is in the protagonist group, the Black Order. These people are so badass strictly in their design, and don't even get me started on their character growth. Lena Lee is a great character, Labi is a great character, Cross is so cool. But the two characters that stand out to me the most are Alan Walker and Yu Kanda. Alan is the protagonist of the story, whilst Kanda is the deuteragonist. Both of these characters grow and develop beautifully and contrast each other so well. While one descends into darkness, the other ascends into light. Both have two of the best backstories ever, and that's quite a fact. I'm not kidding when I say the backstories of these two characters could very well be compared to Golden Age. Okay, maybe that's a bit much, but it's up there for sure. I can't even say too much about the characters, but the stuff these two had to go through, oh man, it's truly heartbreaking. I loved the cast of this manga so damn much. Also, the power system in D.Gray-man is my favorite in anime and manga, and that I'm positive about. Listen, I know I've said it has the best this and that and the other, but I'm not joking when I say that. It literally has the best everything. Well, almost everything. It's crazy to me because this story went from being a typical shonen with great character designs, amazing action sequences, and a solid ass story, I must say. It went from being nothing more than a battle shonen around the halfway mark to later becoming a deep, dark, incredibly detailed story that revolves solely around two characters. Just think about that for a second. Almost everything else in the story is irrelevant besides these two characters. It's so unbelievable. Never have I seen a protagonist written in a similar style to Alan Walker. Never have I seen an antagonist written in a similar style to the Millennium Earl. I don't even know how, but Katsura Hoshino took her already great battle shonen and transformed it into a mind-destroying, philosophically brilliant story between just a couple of characters. Again, the plot twists, the backstories, and the characters, man, are just something else. Everything is just a game. It's all a game. All the characters, the main antagonists up until a certain point only exist to get to that certain point. And when it happens, it makes for one of the greatest moments, reveals, and eventually stories I've ever read. I think I've made my point clear. This is in fact the greatest shonen manga ever. You can disagree with that, but once you read it, I think you'll understand what I mean.